coaches are what keep Sodor's passenger traffic running. There are many different types of coaches that run on the 3 sections and subsections of Sodor, such as the Wagner Wester, which is handled by Emma, Gordon's Express on the main line that runs from Knapford to the railway, Tucker and Oliver's Auto Coaches on the Western, and most important of all, Thomas's coaches, meaning Cleveland. There are also coaches that we use for commuter and local stopping trains. James often rode these coaches. One day, Tom had arrived in the sheds with some news.
Today, we'll be starting a new service that runs from Knapford to Harwich. I need an engine to test it out.
All the engines, except Gordon and Henry, were overjoyed.
He is most likely to choose Thomas or Percy.
Or Rosie.
Or Ryan.
The big engines laughed.
Edward, I would like you to run it.
Edward was excited. Gordon and Henry were very confused. They thought it'd be one of the tank engines.
You can take any coaches you want.
Just don't take any in Clarabelle. I need them for my 12:30 passenger train.
Edward puffed slowly out onto the turntable, with Thomas following close behind to get his coaches. When Thomas and Edward got to the coach yard, the only coaches left were ones in the back of the shed. These coaches were a Great Western cream and chocolate brown. They didn't look like typical express coaches, but they were old and had seen better days.
Well, are these it?
I'm afraid so. Just look at them. They look like they haven't seen the outside world in ages.
Edward made his way to the Knapford platform while Gordon was waiting to take an express to Barrow.
Well, Edward, where are your coaches?
Edward said nothing as Thomas shunted the coaches into place behind the old engine. Gordon laughed when he saw them.
Those are your coaches? Ha! You must be joking.
Just then, Duck pulled into the station with Alice and Mirabel and looked at Edward's coaches with amazement.
Edward, you found the Great Western Railway coaches.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Those coaches, behind you. I used to pull coaches like that on the Great Western.
Gordon was gobsmacked, but Duck was right. These coaches were from the old Great Western Railway, where Duck first took his passenger train as a Class 57XX locomotive.
Duck started out as a station pilot at Paddington back in 1826. Charles Collett was the creator of the 57XX class and the many coaches associated with railway at the time. The engines didn't know how they got into Sodor or why, but the passengers did not like the look of the coaches and demanded cleaner ones. Mr. Topham Hatt heard the commotion from his office and walked out.
What is going on out there?
Why are we being treated like we don't want to be safe?
What are you talking about?
You expect us to travel in coaches like these?
What coaches?
Mr. Topham was about to finish his sentence when he turned around and saw the old coaches. Thomas, Edward, Duck, and Gordon looked at each other anxiously, afraid of what he might say to them. Mr. Topham Hatt stared long and hard at the Great Western coaches.
These coaches, I haven't seen them for years. Thomas, where did you find them?
I found these at the back of one of the Knapford carriage sheds. They were the only ones I could find.
Thomas's axles trembled. Edward knew Thomas was nervous. Gordon, despite being the proud, arrogant express engine that he was, also felt sorry for the little engine. However, it was Duck who broke the silence.
Sir, these coaches are from my old railway on the Great Western. My brothers and I pulled these on little Branchline trains. Oliver's brothers also pulled them on occasion. And my distant cousins, the Great Western Castles, Kings and Halls, pulled them too. Until more comfortable coaches were brought in during nationalisation.
Duck went on about the old days, how the coaches got to the back of the carriage sheds. Gordon was annoyed, but somehow was amazed.
Well, that took me back a long time. Those were the years. Anyways, these coaches will be perfect for Knapford and Hardwick Branchline service. With a bit of cleaning and polishing first, of course.
Sir Topham Hatt asked Thomas to take the coaches to Crovansgate Carriage Works to have them refurbished. He later brought some box vans filled with new seats for them. The work took a long time, and Duck would sometimes go there to check on the workman's progress. A few months had gone by, but at last the coaches were restored to their former Great Western glory. On the day of the opening ceremony for the new service, Edward brought them to Knapford. Duck and Gordon were already there. Sir Topham had arrived on board Thomas.
Ladies, gentlemen, and engines, this is a grand day for the North Western Railway. The Knapford Harwick Branchline has a new set of coaches. The Great Western Railway call it B6, found accidentally by Thomas.
Sir, why not have Duck take the first train? It wouldn't be fair if I took them at his expense.
This is a good idea, Edwin. Duck, since these coaches are from your olden days, would you like to take the first train on its route?
Oh, sir, I'd love to. Thank you, sir.
And so, Duck backed down onto the coaches. He pulled out of the yard with a fanfare of engines whistling and cheering behind him. Duck was very happy to be pulling his old Great Western coaches, and for the next few months he ran the service to Hardwick, with a very happy pony tank engine